and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Sun: Wake of the Ravager. When we last left off, we had managed to repel the Draxan invasion on the Veiled Alliance headquarters. However, things weren't a total success as the Lord Warrior had managed to escape with the Urn of Utazi. But in spite of these turn of events, Matthias has a plan that involves us retrieving 4 artifacts attuned to the elements of water, earth, air, and fire, which can be used in order to counteract whatever nefarious plans the Karshaga has in store with that particular urn. Now, before I continue on, I'd just like to say that huzzah, the first video of the new year of 2019 has been uploaded. However, this isn't the first video I recorded, as that honor goes to Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Part 5 to be exact. And before I continue on, there was a glitch that I was going to talk about in this video, but you know what? I think I'll leave that one off for another time when I actually want to deal with it, because, well, I want to get this video started, and also start it off with a bit of a wacky adventure, as I want to go ahead and load this mid-save file here because, yeah, you may notice that I'm right back here, right before the door that you can find, and the reason I've uploaded this, or reloaded, is, yeah, for some reason when you save in the Veiled Alliance headquarters after the attack, sometimes this can happen, where you can see that there are 2 versions of the map, and, oh, look, there's the bust that I left before. And, of course, if we scroll up here, you can see that there are 2 different versions of the map. Well, yeah, you can see that right here. And, of course, you can see right where those items were. And also, yeah, there's that. I still have to deal with fixing that particular glitch. And I also can't believe I forgot that +1 sword and axe, which is a mistake I'll be rectifying along with other things. Anyways, let's go ahead and load up this by pressing F2 to bring up the load option. Now, we're going to be doing probably quite a bit of talking now. And let's see, can we talk to you? Veiled Alliance Headquarters Master. Hello, what can I do for you? I'm Atticus. It's a pleasure to meet you, Atticus. I go by the name of Kyrene. Is Kyrene your true name? No, of course not. I made too many enemies when I was in Draj. They may be a long way from here, but sometimes you can't outrun a reputation. I'd change my face too if I could. Well, maybe if you are a preserver, you can cast Alter Self, or Disguise Self even, which is a 1st level spell. But even then, if that's in this particular settings to be seen. You're lucky to be unknown. It gives you freedom to do things I can no longer risk. I think I've talked to this person before, but we'll talk to her just in case. Like traveling and going on all the important missions I just kind of cut off there. What do you do for the Veiled Alliance? I used to be a street watcher, keeping an eye on who comes and goes in town and lending a hand to visiting preservers. My mistake. Now, I'll probably be doing cleanup jobs until we get things straightened out. Well, yeah, considering everything's a mess. Even that couch cushion is all busted up. That's a shame. That's also, what is that? Yeah, that's got to be like some kind of stuffing of cotton or whatnot. How did you become a member of the Veil? I was a member of the Veil of Draj before being forced out of that sewer pit of a city. Yeah, we kind of know how, considering the state of the sewers, it's probably, I doubt it's any better. When I came here, Remilia was there to look out for me and give me a safe place to stay. What's the latest news in town? Some folks are talking about monsters coming up from Undertier. How do you stand on divulgence? It makes no difference to me, especially now. If divulgence helps me fight defilers, I'm for it. If it gets in my way, I want no part of it. It's time I got back to my duties. It was good talking to you. Goodbye. And now we talked to Remilia, so we don't need to worry about her. And also, yeah, there's so many. And whoa, oh, what are you doing? Where are you? Hey, what? The people are just wandering around like headless chickens. Oh, hey, this is the friend that we made. Hello, how can I help you? Who are you? I'm one of Matthias's assistants. What do you do for the Veiled Alliance? I'm something of a librarian and researcher, taking care of the archives. That'll be quite a task now that the Lord Warrior's foul hands have touched them. He stole many of our most valuable books and destroyed others. Ooh. Considering the state of this particular world, sometimes some knowledge can be lost pretty easily. But then again, that's sometimes the case with any given situation. What did the Lord Warrior take? I can't make any sense of the books he stole. Ancient myths and monsters, life in the spheres of the cosmos, and others, none of which you'd expect a Karshaga to be interested in. Considering... Actually, I don't know what I was going to say there, but anyways. How did you become a member of the Veil? Years ago, Matthias challenged a Defiler to a duel. I was the Defiler's slave, and when Matthias defeated him, I thought my death was next. Instead, Matthias showed me pity and even kindness. I was a boy eager to please, then soon showed an aptitude for magic. Matthias began teaching me Preserver magic, and I've been a member ever since. What's the latest news in town? You're standing in the middle of the biggest news since Calic was killed. I still can't believe we were attacked. How do you stand on divulgence? It's a dangerous policy. I think attacks like the Lord Warriors are what we can expect from divulgence. It's time I got back to my duties. It was good talking to you. Goodbye. Yeah, and we'll talk to Matthias in a little bit. But I want to go ahead and talk to Sylvain, as we want to go ahead and see what she knows about the Cup of Life, which she has some knowledge about. Let's see, are you a new dude? Yes, you are. Oh, don't shoot him now. Hello, how can I help you? Who are you? My name is Alder. I'm one of Ramilia's assistants. What do you do for the Veiled Alliance? Sometimes it seems like I do everything. Ramilia is set a very demanding pace, running here and there and never stopping. The Veiled Alliance wouldn't get half as much accomplished without her, though. So, are you saying you're like a bard or something? But then again, we can't select that as a class, and even then, some iterations of the bard I just don't particularly see being useful. 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, however, that is another story. How did you become a member of the Veil? You might say I grew up in the Veil. My mother was a member, and she taught me the art of Preserver magic. There was never a question of me not joining the Veil. What's the latest news in town? I haven't heard much about the Draxons. That's what I'd like to find out about. No news is bad news as far as I'm concerned, which is actually a good point. How do you stand on divulgence? I agree with Marmilia. Without divulgence, the best we can hope for is a stalemate with Defilers. I think it's worth the risk for a change at Healing Athos. The Veil is doomed if it fails. The Veil cannot be utterly destroyed. There will always be a minority of people who will stand against the evils afflicting the land. If divulgence succeeds, though, that minority will become a majority. It's time I got back to my duties. It was good talking to you. Goodbye. Now, let's go and see what else is here. And, yeah, Aleka's body is no longer anywhere to be seen. And what the heck is going on? Why is the game slowing down? Slow down. Yeah, I don't think there is anybody here. There's also something that I could get right now, but I would actually like to leave that thing off for later, so that way I can show some extra dialogue off. Anyways, let's go and see what Sylvain is up to. And, yeah, he rolls over, unable to talk. And where are you going? Oh, I'm guessing she's went to the font to heal. Are you healed? Nope, you're still hurt. And, hello, Sylvain. Hello, Atticus. I'm glad to see you're taking care of yourself. What are you doing? I'm setting the sick room back to rights. The Draxon's attack played havoc with my stores. I was told I could ask for her help, but I don't really need it. And there's the room, but well, can you heal my wounds? But the fonts, I could do that, but the fonts healing waters are used up. Shall I heal you now? No, we're good, actually. Very well. I was told to ask you about a cup. I thought you might come for me for that. Yes, I have the Cup of Life. It is a very powerful relic attuned to the sphere of water. Its healing properties are only the beginning of its powers. What other powers does it possess? The Cup of Life is a relic. What the hell? It's a relic from Athos's ancient past. It is said that the cup is a key to elemental forces far beyond our knowledge. As such, it has the power to affect other magics of the sphere of water, like wards. How can the cup help me? Of immediate use, the Cup of Life holds enough water to heal 2 people if it is full. More importantly, though, you will need this cup to vanquish the Lord Warrior. Matthias is certain that his plans involve the gathering of great elemental forces. Can the cup be refilled? The cup will refill itself if it is kept in the font for a couple days. Yeah, in order to... And yes, that of course will require you to rest at the bonfire at a camp for quite a long time. And considering, I think it's like 8 hours passed with each one, so like I think that might be 6 times. Is the healing font related to the cup? The Cup of Life is what the spring from which the font's healing waters come. However, the cup cannot refill itself unless it is held within the wards I placed on the font. Where do you keep the Cup of Life? The Cup of Life is hidden inside the healing font. If you examine the font carefully, you can find the false panel. Can I take the cup? Yes, you may take it. In fact, I would insist you take it. Defeating the Lord Warrior will save more lives than I could using its waters. I must implore you, however, to keep the cup in your possession at all times. It would be disaster if we lost it or if it fell into the Lord Warrior's hands. That is a good point, and considering it is a healing artifact, yeah, we could keep all that. How did you come by the Cup of Life? A druid who taught me the arts entrusted it to me before he died, telling me that I would best know how to use and protect it. I can only guess where he may have gotten it from. Yeah. Let's see, do you have anything else to say? I need to leave now. Goodbye. Always glad to chat with you, Atticus. Goodbye, and take care of yourself. And let's see, do you have anything to say? Was there something? I'm in a bit of a hurry. Yeah, I'll see you later, Romelia. Good luck. You're right. No sense in standing around with our hands in our pockets. Good luck to you, Atticus. I'm pretty sure I've talked to her before, so there's no point in me talking to her. And also, let's do that. Get the music all backed up. Now, let's go ahead and use the font. Atticus finds the Cup of Life nestled behind a false panel behind the font. You know what? Let's go ahead and have Alora take it, just in case there's experience. Take the Cup of Life. Oh, there it is, on the floor. Anyone? Yep. There we go. There we go. And, of course, I have to sort through my inventory. Oh, good grief. Oh, the joy. Also gotta sell some of these particular items that are of no value. Okay, I just want to see who can carry this. Let's see. Should also check the chests that I've picked up while in the Veiled Alliance. Yeah, you know what, Atticus, you can hold on to it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Got 1,000 coins. Got 1,000 coins. And also, we got 1,000 coins. And we also got an Obsidian Dagger, 1d4 -1. That's crap. And, yeah, got 1,000 coins. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that. That's only worth... Nah, I could actually sell that. Why not? It's... What the hey? Hey? Hay is for horses. Oh, God. Anyways, let's go ahead and just organize some of this stuff. Of course, I am gonna have to... I think I might be good on containers for each of my characters, because the fact is that... Ooh, we got 2,000 coins. We got another 2,000 coins. We got a bracelet that's worth 350 and some brigandine armor, which I'm gonna just... You know, I might as well drop that dagger. I got a +2 longsword. Whoop. Hello. Also got another bag of 4,000 coins. And you know what? I'll just keep that on Atticus so that way I can fill out this slot. Though the thing to note is that when you do wear items, they do count towards your carrying capacity. And oh, got 1,000, and we got, yeah, some more armor and things like that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Alright, let's see. Anything else here? Oh, yeah, got some gems. Of course, I am going to have to go to Notaku and just sell things off screen. And you know what? I'll just give you these +6 arrows to even you out to 200. There we go. Alright. Now that that's over, let's go ahead and see what Oh, good way to start off the new year. Frickin' the year of 2019. And I should really stop saying new year, I guess, because it's been way more than a week after New Year's Day. And Matthias is just looking into a wall. And also, I gotta check if that book is still working. Now, just press F1 to bring up the save file. And let's go ahead and talk to him. Protected versus fire, blinking, immune. Hello, Atticus. Was there something else I could do for you? Where are the other relics I need? You must still find Premier's hammer, the Lyre of Winds, and the fire ruby. How does the urn and the relic... exactly the fire, the... Oh, that was a little bit... Sorry, but at least you got to see that. They are objects of powerful elemental magic, and each of them is associated with mythic heroes of Athos's ancient past. Tell me about the Urn of Utazi. The Urn of Utazi, I know, is incomplete. It commands forces from all 4 of the elements, but there are no balancing forces to control the urn, which makes it exceedingly dangerous. Ugh, that's like a wand or a rod of wonders. Yeah. Freaking that thing can produce all sorts of havoc if you roll a percentile wrong. Why is the urn dangerous? An evil lurks within the urn. Though the urn itself was unquestionably made for lawful purposes, such a paradox makes it quite unstable. In the wrong hands, lethal. What evil could possibly fit in the urn? It isn't that the evil physically exists in the urn. No, it is more like a potential for evil, or a seed from which it will spring, like a summoning, to put it in magical terms. Are the relics... And the relics are the balancing forces? Exactly. It is my hope that these relics can be used to cancel out the power of the urn, or maybe, and this possibility I can find only to you, they can be used to wrest control of the urn from the Lord Warrior. What is Utazi's story? Utazi has been called the greatest warrior ever to live, and there have been many tales of her deeds. The one I remember most vividly is the slaying of the Tarrasque! Oh god. Those things... Oh god, those things are scary. Their stats are just absolutely bonkers and just... Yeah, but anyways, no. For 4 days, it is said, she battled the legendary Tarrasque before she was able to still its ravaging heart. What's a Tarrasque? Good question. It's a monster straight from the darkest nightmare. Gigantic, deadly, devastation incarnate. These descriptions merely scratch the surface of what the Tarrasque is. Life preserve us if it should ever prove more than a legend. Yeah, essentially, think Godzilla or so with a lot of spines. I mean, there are some iterations, but the 5th edition one just makes it look like a giant Godzilla with spines all over it, like just as I said. How is the urn connected to Utazi? I don't know. The only connection I found between the two is the urn's name. What do you know about Premier's hammer? My knowledge of Premier's hammer is slim at best, though it is clear Premier was a blacksmith, prodigious, should I say, godlike abilities. Beneath his hammer, even the hardest of metals were as clay. Where can I find Premier's hammer? The only clue to its whereabouts I've come across said that Premier's hammer was constantly heard ringing deep in the mountains until one day it stopped, never to be heard again. What can you tell me about the Cup of Life? Sylvain can tell you more about the cup than I ever could, since it has been her who guarded it all these years. What is the Lyre of Winds? The Lyre of Winds seems to be one of those relics which everyone has heard of, though nothing is known of it. Minstrels and devotees of the Sphere of Air alike bandy its name about and attribute many powers to it. Most of these stories merely conflict with one another, but the fact that the tales are so widespread argues in favor of its existence. Blah! Frickin' stumbling on my words. How do I find the Lyre of Winds? With as many legends as surround the Lyre of Winds, it is impossible to sort it out. The most common tale, however, is that the lyre was dropped in the ocean. Tell me where to find an ocean on Athos, and you may be able to find the lyre. What is an ocean? Now, this isn't really a stupid question, considering the fact that water is in such scarcity. What is an ocean? It is a desert made of water. I know, I cannot imagine it myself, but there are ancient references to such places. Vast expanses of water you cannot drink. I think they are merely metaphors for our suffering souls. Well then, tell me about the fire ruby. It is a long, curious, and rather confused tale. Apparently a tremendous firestorm swept across Athos, fueled by the anger of the elemental princes of fire when the gods left Athos. Who are the elemental princes? Ooh, that's more lore. A cleric or druid could better explain it than I, but essentially the elemental princes are like incarnations of their respective spheres. Please, go on. Volcanoes erupted, leaving the ground scattered or scarred with flows of black rock where fertile land once was. While burning winds ignited everything in their path, Athos appeared doomed. Some might say Athos is still doomed. Yes, quite. We are alive, though, and that must be considered a blessing. Then what happened? A hero rose from the destruction to vanquish the fire, and here the accounts differ. Some say the hero was a spirit of the land, others that he was simply a man, or perhaps even a pyrene. What is a pyrene? Pyrenes are magical beings who guard the lands of fire of guards the lands of life on Athos. Secretive. Very secretive. You're not likely to find a pyrene should you walk the land 1,000 years, which I don't even think elves can do that. Depends on what their lifespan is in this game, or in this particular setting, I should say. How did he vanquish the fire? That's where the fire ruby comes in, for the hero was able to draw the elemental prince's anger into the mystical gem, and so quell the fire. Do you know where the fire ruby is? The fire ruby is always associated with a volcano, which is only natural considering its history. The two seem inexorably attracted. What exactly is that tome of yours? We talked about this. Apart from containing the results of magic studies, blah, blah, blah. Use it at your own risk. If I can use that book again, oh god, dear Lord, help us all. Can we talk about the Veiled Alliance? Of course. What do you want to know? Can the Veil recover from the attack? Eventually, but only if the Lord Warrior is defeated. We suffered a great blow in his attack, and it will be some time before we can recruit new members to replace the many we lost. Which is a shame. How are the other members holding up? They are doing better than you might expect. The Veiled member headquarters here has many of the finest members. Rumilia, Sylvain, and many others. All are most reliable. I almost interjected that, saying that they weren't as competent as they were. Tell me about Rumilia. Rumilia is second in command here, and one of our more, shall I say, active members. I almost said attractive there, good grief. In view of our philosophical differences, it would be unfair to say more. You'd be better off talking to her yourself. I cannot read for the gol darn life of me. Where is Rumilia? Out and about, on the streets? She is still out trying to discover where the Lord Warrior is hiding. I expect her back any day. Wow, any day now? Jeez, she's pretty fast. Tell me about yourself, Matthias. I am a simple man, having lived long enough to realize life's best pleasures are the small ones. And we've seen that. Do you have ambitions for the Veil? Survival is our primary goals. Da-da-da. What about living? Do-do-do-do-do. We've read this before. Interesting than that. What-da-da-da-dee, lo-dee-doo, la-dee-da, lo-dee-doo. Do-dee-doo. I think... What is the history of Tears chapter? The Veiled Alliance was led... I'm just gonna gloss over this because I've been going on just doing nothing but... The headquarters is a strange building. A bathhouse, yeah. How things... Calic died, yada yada blah. Doody blah. Doody blah blah. Let's change the subject. Oh, what the frickin' son of a... I'm not... Goodbye, whatever. Yes, we will... Yes, find the relics, save the day, be the hero that this city needs. Now, I'm just gonna save and reload here. Just gonna save and just... Oh, God. The Ringing Mountains are, aside from the Sea of Silt, the most dominant feature of Thesian geography, and also the home of many of Athos' most intriguing legends. One of such myths concerns Promir, a blacksmith so gifted it said he could shape ordinary iron into weapons of finer quality than meteor metal produces. The source of his greatness was the mighty hammer he wielded, and many a poor soul has disappeared in search of it. Huh. That was unexpected. Now, I probably will have to check that out in a later video, but right now, let's go to the secret archives to check out what we can find. However, there is a bit of an issue, though, because when you go in the back here, and also, let's go ahead and do that. Just turn on the music, and hey, it's this theme. Yeah, the bodies have disappeared. Now, I want to go over here first, because if we check out this particular bookcase, Alora scans the book titles. They're all esoteric and uninteresting. But she does find a magic scroll, which is a magic one-use scroll. Of course, it's a one-use scroll of dismissal. Yeah. Though we have the Dawn of Light, I believe that's what it's called. So we have that, and I think don't we have that as a spell? Yeah, don't. Let's see, dismissal. Nope, we don't have that as a spell actually. So it's a good idea to have those. Now let's see how much experience we got with our characters. Let's see, we got... Oh, she's almost leveled up. You're done. You're close. And hey, 844, 844. I don't know, that's something. There's something satisfying in seeing that in those numbers. Now, what's in this chest? Alora discovers a small cache of elementally charged items. Alora receives 5,000 experience points. Nice. And here we have a feather fan and some dye. Let's take these, shall we? We're going to need those later. And of course, we're not casting the death spell. No. Okay. Let's see. I'll just have you hold on to that. Oh, geez. There's so much useless junk. Yeah, the thing is that... Of course, if I try to fill out all these chests, I will eventually have it to the point where I can't actually carry any more stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'll just go on a little bit longer just to get all this sort of story exposition out of the way. It's not the most entertaining, I guess, but hey, it's a RPG. It's fun to see all this stuff. Don't disappear. Yeah, sometimes things can disappear. Anyways, let's check this out. Laura scans the book titles. Many books appear to be missing from this shelf, and the rest are jumbled as though carelessly tossed aside. Weavers of Destiny. Laura takes the book and scans the pages until she finds something interesting. There is certainly no dearth of lost arts on Athos. Indeed, artistry is the last thing on the minds of those who must fight for every breath and scratch for every morsel. However, one lost craft is worth bemoaning, the weaving of magical tapestries. The Jan are the only group of beings reputably still able to create these magical works of art. Apart from their magnificent beauty, these magical tapestries were quite utilitarian. In their most common usage, they provided instant transportation to distant lands, even other realms. Perhaps the loss of this craft, however, can be attributed to certain side effects encountered by using these tapestries. One of these, which is the unexpected opening of doors, often with unexpected results. And Lost Heroes of Athos. Laura picks up the book and scans the pages until she finds something interesting. Though often forgotten in this time of sorcerer kings who portray themselves as all-powerful beings, Athos' history is full of great heroes more worthy of homage. Utazzi is foremost among those heroes, sure of hand and selfless of heart. Utazzi claims what is all but unknown on Athos, virtue. It was she who vanquished the legendary Tarrasque, and it was she who had laid rest to the worst of the elemental princes warring, which caused such destruction. And relics and antiquities. Laura opens the book and scans the pages until she finds something interesting. 4 of the most widely talked about relics are the Cup of Life, Crummier's Hammer, the Lyre of Winds, and the Fire Ruby. Beyond their incredible powers, what makes these relics interesting is that they all seem to have been created around the same time long ago. A lesser-known relic, the Urn of Utazzi, is perhaps the most powerful of them all, and obscure references, legend, and myth suggest it is connected in some way to the other 4 objects. Well, that's pretty much it. So, that's got all that exposition out of the way, and of course I'm gonna definitely want to go ahead and, if I'm going to end it off, I might as well stop while I'm at, I almost said something else there, but no, I want to stop and talk to Notaku. See, you don't have anything, and, why must this be a problem? Blur. Oh, well, and yeah, I'm just, how many times can you say yeah? Yeah, do. I don't know. Yes, let's go ahead, rest up, get outside, I'll stop at Notaku, and of course, I'll go ahead before the next video, I'll sell off all the stuff here. The stairs lead up to the bathhouse in Tyr. Do you climb the stairs? Yes. Have anything to say to us, Mr. Dragon Man? Of the Sorcery Kings?
I should pay attention to other matters. Tyr is such a small part of my plans. Yet, these pawns interest me. They seem to know how to play the game.
Yeah, that's right. I know how to play the game. That's right. I know what to do. So, you can eat it. You know, if the urn was spelt something else, I would have made a joke about it. But it's not. Oh, by the way, the seller that I can buy the bone maces from, sometimes he can sell +1 arrows. It's kind of random when he does. So, but, oh, yeah. Well, Notaku. Yes. Let's see if he has any quests. Do you have any other quests for me? Are you familiar with what a drake is? Or more to the point, are you afraid of them? No, we are not. A courageous man indeed. Still, I hesitate to ask even you to go on this quest. How much money are you talking about? There's no need to quibble over price. I assure you I will pay a fair amount. What did you have in mind? As you can certainly imagine, the hide of a drake is very valuable for the making of magical armor and such things. Specifically, I'm looking for the hide of either a fire drake or an air drake. Ooh. Do you know where any drakes are? Drakes are elemental creatures and prefer to stay close to a large source of their essential material. If you can find an active volcano, you're all but guaranteed of finding fire drakes in the vicinity. Air drakes, of course, prefer isolated, windswept areas. An island in the Silt Sea, for example, is a good place to look for them. Do you make the armor from the skins? No, I'm not skilled enough for such creations. I merely prepare the hides so they can retain their magical properties and are workable for the armorers. Well, will you pay for the drake skins? How does a deck of illusions sound? It will be yours if you bring the drake skin to me. I'll give it to you. I'll promise you to get a drake hide. I knew I could count on you. Well, we got a new quest. And of course, yeah, I'm gonna have to sell all this off screen, so we're gonna say bye-bye to all these particularly useless magical items. And I'm probably gonna have to sell this chest even, because, well, it's kind of useless. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get it. I should stop talking. It was nice talking to you. Goodbye. Goodbye to you, viewer, as this is the end of the video, so with that, I shall finally end it here. I've been the NorthernStarDragon, and I shall see you in the next video!